Oh, I got a bee around me already. Now you take a hike, little bee. Move this back just a little bit. I already got them buzzing around me. I'm not even doing anything near them yet. They're probably smelling my suit. Gonna wait for some people to come on here. Let me share it. Got to get some people to come in here. Yeah, I think we need to buy a new one of these little tripod thingies because it's
something better.
Yeah, it's hey Sarah, how you doing, Sarah? We're getting ready to teach you guys about bees. Stick around. I'm just trying to pull a few people in here. Hey Robin, we're gonna go up and hang out with the bees for a few minutes. I'm just inviting a bunch of people. If you'd do the same, I'd appreciate it. And I have a bee near my face, don't I, John? Did he take off?
Yeah, he took off.
Okay. No suit on yet, so gotta be careful. I'm just putting some invites in, so if everybody could do the same for me, that would be very much appreciated. So we're gonna teach you some more different things. We got 2 people. Can everybody do a little more inviting for me? Hi, how are you doing, Kaylee? We're going to be going up with our bees in just a minute. I'm just asking everybody to share it out for me before I get all suited up. We're going to show you how we work with our smoker for the bees and what we put in it. And as soon as I get suited up, we'll do that. All right, I think that's enough people. I've shared it out to about 30 people. Hey, we got 3 people in here. Hi, guys. I'm Grandma. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to show you how I get suited up to go and be with the bees. First of all, I got to take my shoes off. I don't know if you can see my feet. Let me back you up just a little bit. Show you how we get suited up and protected so we don't get injured by our bees. And my tripod is actually put together right this minute with popsicle sticks and duct tape. You can't go wrong with duct tape, right? So, I might have to buy a new one of those. So basically, this is my suit. And I'm going to slide my feet into my suit. No shoes on right now. And there's straps. You can see these straps on the bottom here. And there's zippers on the sides. I have to make sure that those are all zipped up. I'm going to go ahead and put the other one on. Now I'm going to leave these down a little bit low, like almost underneath my foot, because I'm wearing these sneakers. Really should be wearing boots if I'm going to get deep into the hives, but I'm not going to get super deep into the hives today. So I'm just going to wear these mesh sneakers, because they usually go for the face, ears, that area more so than the ankles and all that. So I do cover my ankles good. I'm going to push this right down into my shoes all the way around. Make sure that's tucked in real good. And I got to tie that a little bit tighter because it's extremely loose. Thanks for being with me, guys. I cannot see the screen, so if you are asking questions, I apologize. So let's see. Let's get this one in there. In just a minute, we're going to do something else. Don't you love this shoe? These are my best shoes, aren't they nice? They talk. I got to get out the I'm a big person that likes to repair stuff, so I don't have to spend money. So I've got to go look through my craft room, and this will be the second time I'm gluing my sneakers together. I don't know, have you guys ever had like a pair of sneakers that you just love and you just can't separate with them? Well, that's me. I love my sneakers, and they're going to stick around as long as possible. It's been, I think, 6 years for this pair every day. Yeah, so. And I've looked around for other pairs of sneakers. I just can't find anything that I like. Oh, thank you. I have arms coming in from the side to help me here. Thank you, arms. These arms have been around me for what? Almost 38 years, so yeah, he can help. So, there. Now, if you look at the front here, this has to be zipped all the way up to the top, and then I'm going to bring my hood over, or my arms over here are going to bring my hood over. And there's a little piece of Velcro here that I have to be very careful, because that will get into my hair. So I just have that under like that when I pull it over my head to go back. I have to make sure that this zipper is totally zipped, and I've got hair in my face. Okay, I don't know what that says. I'm declining whatever that is. Okay, somebody just popped up and wanted to come in, and I do not know this person. I apologize, but I can't do that right now. So I have zipped this right here, and now I'm going to pull the other one around the other side, and you can see that this zipper goes on the inside, and this one goes on the outside. So I've got a nice tight area so no bees can get in there. Now, a lot of people just sort of do that. What you need to do is yank it way down here. So there's this whole screen. Now I got hair in my mouth. I have very, very, very long hair, guys. It's like down to my waist, so kind of hard to keep it under control sometimes. So I have to make sure that this screen is pulled away from my face, because if I did this and I look down, I can get stung right through the screen in the chin, and that has happened. So now I pay more attention when I'm putting on my equipment, and I do it correctly. So my next project is going to be these gloves, and you can see that they've turned yellow. They've got what's called propolis on them. It's like a sticky sap that the bees collect from trees, and they turn it into a glue. And they glue all their hives together with propolis. And you'll hear when I take the hive tool, the metal tool that I have up there, and I stick it in between and I pull it apart, it's going to crack. And you'll hear the crack of the propolis separating when I get into the hives. So now what I'm going to do is, there is a thumb strap on here. I'm going to put this over my thumb, and I'm going to pull this down onto my hand, because on these gloves, the leather doesn't start until way down here. So I'm going to make sure this rubber part is down in here on the glove. So, and I think I need to get some sewing going on besides, but we'll adjust that in a minute. So I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to push my hand into the glove, and I'm going to make sure that that rubber piece that was around my wrist is down right here inside of my glove, because the bees can sting just through this cloth. But now that I've done that, I've got this layer and a triple layer inside there. Now I'm going to take this big arm sleeve, and I'm going to bring it way up my arm. So that turns this layer from 3 layers into 4. And any place where that cloth was not sewn correctly, I'm going to tuck it in. So there's one. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to pull my thumb in there. I'm going to pull this way down onto my hand. Got to protect my hands and my wrists, because they will go for the wrists. And again, I need to sew this one too, because the elastic is way in here. But so I'm going to keep a hold of this Yep, hold on, I lost it. Okay, I'm going to keep a hold of this elastic on my sleeve, and I'm going to pull this way down inside my glove so that elastic from the inside is underlapping, I should say, the leather. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the sleeve way up. That turns 3 layers into 4 layers. And any of this here, I've got to push inside that piece of elastic. Now, next thing I'm going to do, there's a quiz at the end, by the way. I'm just joking. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you over here and I'm going to show you what else we do. All right, so right here, let me pull this down without breaking my tripod. This is pine needles that we've collected. And what we're going to do with the pine needles, I will have this guy, who is my husband, show you what we're going to do here. Can you explain for me, John?
Yeah, first we put in the pine needles, so they're in the very bottom, and then we take this cardboard that we can get at McDonald's or Burger King when they hand you the drinks, and cut it up into little chunks, and it really burns well. And
recycling.
And so then we also have like thin strips of like broken down pieces of wood, and so
popsicle sticks we also save.
Yeah.
Yep. Any of those popsicle sticks, so that means we have to keep the ice cream stocked. It's so sad.
Yeah. And so I've got it on the bottom, and I've got it on top, and I've got a bunch of stuff in between. So just easy light. You tilt this a little bit. It fires right up. You start to do a little puffing
with the billow.
And we're set to close it. A couple more puffs. And we always have 2 of them on hand in case one burns out. So
all right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go up, guys. I got to get some more equipment out, but I just figured I would show you more of the process here instead of just jumping in the way I have been. So let's see. So I'm going to go down in my little toolbox here. I don't know what you can see, but I hope I'm doing pretty good for you. And I'm going to grab a hive tool, this little guy here, and let me get you situated so you can see something. I have to be very careful with my tripod. Like I said, popsicle sticks, it's a wonderful thing. I've got 4 popsicle sticks wrapped around it because it broke the other day, and I put duct tape around it. So, okay, here we go. So we have hive number 1. And what I'm going to do with hive number 1 isn't too much. I'm basically just going to feed hive number 1. And I really don't even have to use the smoke right now on it. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up. Let me get you a little bit closer so you can see some of these bees. They're a little more active today, which is nice, because it's been kind of cold around here in New York. And so these are my feeders. And there's bees inside of here, so I really need to get them out. You can see some of them. All right, so this is a feeder. I'm going to go ahead and puff some of this down in here. I'm going to try to keep these guys. John, it's not working too hot. You got another one lit? Light it up for me, baby. Okay, well, they're staying down in there. So I don't think you got that one lit real well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on here. If you guys have ever done, like in a bathtub, or when you were a kid, played with a cup and water and you just sort of push it down in there and this stays empty or gets just a tiny little bit in the bottom of it, that's the same concept. So this right here is going to go in here, and the liquid I'm going to pour, and it's going to be quite deep on the outside of this ring. But on the inside, it's not going to be deep at all. Because if the bees go into anything that's deep, they don't survive. So I'm going to go ahead and thank you. Yep, here's the other one. And I am going to, careful, don't grab that and get burned. Okay. Oh, so I'm feeding them sugar water. This is 2-to-1 sugar water, which means I have put 2 gallons of water, and I put it on the stove, and I heat it up, and I put 16 pounds of sugar in it, and I stir that up and I let it cool. And what's going to happen here is these bees need help getting through the winter, because we get really bad winters here in New York State, and I'm talking really bad. This whole deck here could be, you know, 4 or 5 feet of snow just piled on it. So we're gonna have to do some real interesting things to like make it so that we can just pull the snow away from the front of the hives. But each of these hives will actually have 2 entrances. Right now they only have 1, and that's at the bottom of the hive, and I'll show you that. Like I said, I got to be careful with my tripod, because otherwise this is going to be all over. All right, so this is the entrance down here, but there's going to be another box up here pretty soon that's going to be a different type of a feeder with a small hole in it for the winter, and they'll be able to get out the top in case the bottom ends up getting covered with snow. So and if you guys stick around and watch all my lives and watch my videos, because sometimes I do both, you will end up seeing every single step we take with our bees to get them through the winter and get all the way to the honey, all the way to harvesting. So I am going to go on to hive number 2. We're going to do the same thing. And then when I get, if you stick around, guys, we get to hive number 5. We got to go inside that hive. So stick around if you want to see the bees. Okay, so I just got to do a few, whoops, I dropped my hive tool. Okay, so I got to do a few things first and just take care of a little bit of maintenance. Make sure, ooh, I hear them. They know I just opened this. This one here, this is my biggest hive. As soon as I cracked that top, they started roaring. I don't know if you can hear it. I bet you they'll start pouring out the top when I pull that feeder. So keep your eyes open. Let's see what they do. All right, so okay, so I can't lift this off, right? Because there's propolis, and they have glued that together. I was telling you about the yellow stuff on my gloves. Now listen, this is the glue. Listen to the sound. You hear that? That's the glue they use from the sap from the trees to glue together the hives, and you can see it. It's all around the edges here. So I'm going to open this one up. Woohoo! There are a lot of bees in there. That's definitely a lot more than I thought was going to be in there. And they're not happy because they haven't had any smoke. So I'm going to give them a little bit. And we got them fighting here. They're like, hey, what is going on? All right, we have some other things happening in here too. That is very interesting. Some of these bees are fighting with a different type of bee. That's what's going on here. Okay, so you see these guys. I'm gonna move my smoke or it's getting me in the face. So I'm gonna just get them out of there. And we're gonna just sort of clunk this guy right down there on the deck so the bees can go back in the front of the hive. And I thought for sure these guys were gonna come pouring out. I mean, they came pouring out of that feeder pretty good. I think that's the most I've ever seen. Now, look at these guys. I should say girls. About only 15% of the bees Our male, guys. Those are called drones. I want you to see this little bee right here. Isn't she fuzzy and cute? Can you see her? She's adorable. Come here. Come up here. Get on my finger. Come on, you. Land. Nope, you're gonna take off. Okay. They have minds of their own. Like I said in the last video, can't train them like dogs. Haven't figured out how to do that yet. So now I got some bees in the bottom of here. I got to get them out. So there we go. Now I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to feed these ones. Now they're going to take this sugar water down in the hive. Let me grab some more sugar water. And in the springtime, that smoke is getting me. Hold on, gotta move it. The wind keeps shifting on me, giving me a mouthful of smoke. And I'll tell you, those pine needles, when they burn, they really don't smell great. So, anyway, so right now, the 2-to-1 sugar water, we feed the bees in the fall. Oh, I got one going to go down here. Hold on, there's a little girl in there. Get out, 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 out. Come on, you. Didn't see you. Get out. There you go, I saved her. Look at her. Now she's all sticky and gooey. I'll put her down near the front of the hive, maybe she'll be all right. There you go. All right, so this sugar water is 2-to-1. Which means 2 parts sugar, 1 quart water. And in the winter, or in the spring, or I'm sorry, in the fall, we actually feed this to our bees so that they can take it down in their hives and increase the amount of, I'm gonna say honey, but it's not honey like we would actually eat. It's a poorer quality because honey actually comes from nectar that the bees go out and they collect from different plants. But this sugar water they'll take down in there, they'll put it into the cells, and the smoke just got me again. Hold on, let me move this. Whew. Wind just keeps shifting here. So they'll put it into the cells in the hive, and what's going to happen is, because it is thicker sugar, it's going to take less time for the bees to dehydrate it by flapping their wings. So it's less work, and I don't have that much time compared to in the spring when they can go ahead and take really liquidy nectar, put it in the hive, and then, you know, have the time to decrease the amount of moisture in it. It has to be, I believe, below 18% liquid before they cap, or not liquid, but moisture before they cap it over. And when they cap it over, it won't go rancid inside the hive, so that they can eat it over the winter. Once they have the sugar water that they need, they'll stop taking it in, okay? And as it gets colder, obviously this isn't going to be any good, because when it gets colder, it's going to freeze. So at that point, I'm going to be putting on another type of a box on here with some paper in the bottom of it. And there goes my smoker again. Come on now. You put it over here. It keeps blasting me in the face. Okay. What will happen is I will pour 10 pounds of sugar on top of that paper inside the box. And I'll put like a little slit in the middle of it, and the bees will come up and start eating that. And I have to make sure over the winter that they have a good amount of sugar in there. Now, the thing is, if you close something up inside of a box like this outside, moisture's going to build up. Now that sugar that I put in the winter is going to do 2 things. One is it's going to feed my bees, and the other is it's going to collect the moisture that's inside the hive so the bees don't get too wet and not make it. So there's a lot of things that you have to think about when it comes to being a beekeeper, and you really have to stay on top of it. Guys, if you ever want to be a beekeeper, I challenge you to do it. But please, before you start, do your homework. Start reading a lot of books. watching a lot of videos. There's a lot of science and math when it comes to how long it takes certain things to happen that you have to know. And now I got a bee after my face. Also, if you're going to be a beekeeper, purchase the right equipment for safety right off the bat. Yeah, I got one of them here that likes my face. You can see it. Buzzing right around, you see it? So I'm going to keep my face back from that screen or it's not going to go well for me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this one. This is hive number 3. Remember, stay around, guys, because we're going to go into hive number 5. Stick around, watch what happens. Hopefully you don't see me get stung. Let's not do that, okay? So I'm going to grab this here. And I'm going to put some of this down at the front of this hive because these guys are a little more violent than some of my other hives. So I'm going to make sure that I got these guys nice and calm. Let me get out of the way of that because it's all coming my direction. All right. So I'm going to go in the top of this one. Hope y'all can see. I think you can. And I'm going to feed these guys too. Hey, I actually got that one off without a problem. Now these guys will go through, about probably 16 pounds of sugar in 2 days. So I'm always looking for sales on sugar. All right, now these guys are starting to come out. And they're coming after my face. So I'm going to give them a little bit of smoke. And what's going to happen is they're going to think that there's an emergency. And there he is landing right on my screen. They're going to think that there's some kind of an emergency with their hive. And they're going to go down inside that hive. And they're going to start eating honey. When they eat honey, it's a good thing for me. I think I'm going to go in this hive for a second and see if we can get you guys a little closer. Can't see the screen. Okay, you're still there. Yay! All right, so I'm going to go inside this hive. See if I can put this over here. There we go. I'm going to go in this hive and I'm just going to crack the corner of this one up. And I'm going to go ahead and stick some of this in here. The hive tool back. Need about 15 hands here. There we go. Now what's going to happen is they're going to go down farther into the hive. And they're going to go down there and they're going to start eating honey. And when they eat honey, their tummies get filled up. Now a honeybee has to bend in half to actually sting. Now when they eat the honey, they can't bend in half. That's one thing that smoker does, is it causes the bees to go down and begin to eat honey. Now you see there's a lot of what we call burr comb on here. And that's actually, I can scrape that off. And there's the darker stuff is the propolis. And I could actually scrape this off. This is just beeswax. And what I can do with this beeswax is I can make candles out of it. Now I'm going to just ball this up and I'm actually going to shove it in my pocket because I don't want to leave this around the hive because it will attract other predator bees. Now if you see this stuff here, I think you can see it. Let me see if I can put my hands in the right place. Okay, this stuff here, this is the propolis. You see it? It's like it's a tree sap type stuff. Do I have a bee in my hand? Yes, I do. You're trying to get me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down and put it by the front of the hive. Oop, guess what I found, guys? Here's something for you to see. Check this out. That right there is a hive beetle. They cannot be in my hive. They will put slime all over everything inside of my hive, and it will really mess things up. There goes my hive tool again. I got to get my hands to work today. There we go. All right, so these things here, I'm gonna pull out. Doesn't seem like they're working, and some of the bees are getting stuck in them. They got pollen all over them and propolis. So these are Swiffer sheets. Oh, there's another hive beetle. I don't know if y'all can see him. Let me see if I can get you a good close-up here. See, it did catch this one. This guy here is a hive beetle. See that little guy right there? They're trouble. We don't want those in the hive. So that one's got to go. All right, now that I actually put those in to trap the hive beetles, but I only have seen that I've gotten one. So then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this one out because I've got some bees that are actually getting trapped in them. A friend of mine did say that they're not so hot, so might not want to put them in. Okay, there's another hive beetle. Ooh, 2 more. It did work. So we got a couple, and they can lay an awful lot more beetles real quick. And they can really devastate your hive. So they got to go. So let's see, how we doing in here, girls? I'll move you guys a little closer so you can see the bees. All right, let's see. So we have, this hive is doing so well. Super happy. I cannot believe the amount of propolis in here. It's just like increased so much. They try to make a wind barrier, and with it they try to keep other insects from coming in. Let's see if we got some hot. Oh yeah, my traps are working real well. There's vegetable oil down inside this trap, and you can see all the hive beetles I've caught from in here. So I will go ahead and just lift one of these frames out, give you an idea of what the honey looks like that they're saving up for winter. Now, I'm not taking any of this honey anymore. Some people do harvest at this time of year, but because I have so many other bees and hives that I have to protect, I'm not taking any more. Because a lot of my hives are smaller, and they were not able to produce enough honey for themselves. So I've got the bigger hives working on producing honey for, hey, look how beautiful this is, girls and boys. Gorgeous. Look at that honey. Isn't that pretty? I hope you can see it. There you go. Let me give you a nice close-up look. How nice that is. But that honey is for the bees for the winter. So let's see. My hand is stuck. The propolis was stuck to the tripod. Okay, so I'm going to put this one right back down in there, and we're going to get out of here. Put that hive beetle trap back down in there. See if it can catch some more, because they're starting to hum a little bit more. We don't need to bother them. So let me check this out, make sure there's no bees in the way. We'll put that in there. Here's something you guys might want to see. This is interesting. Hopefully she doesn't go down in there before you see it. Can you see her? You see that little bee? She's got those pockets. There were little yellow pockets that she had. Here's another bee. There were little yellow pockets she had, and they were full of pollen. They've got pockets on the sides of their legs that they carry the pollen back to the hive in. So let's go ahead and feed these ones. Get them their sugar water. Now, like I said, in the springtime, we feed a different ratio of sugar water, but that is to like build up the hive right in the beginning. Like if you have frames that do not have comb on them and they're just like brand new, feeding your bees sugar water is the way to go. But it's 1-to-1, 1 part sugar, 1 part water. I've got to grab another thing of sugar water. I'll be right back. And so in the spring they have more time to evaporate the liquid or the moisture off of the honey. Now they can work much faster with that sugar water in the spring, because they don't have to go out and collect as much, which gives them more time in the hive to go ahead and take the wax that I paint on the the frames, and they turn it. They just remold the wax. Like after I do the cappings, I cut the cappings off of those frames you just saw, and I get the honey out. Those cappings, I melt them down, and I paint them right back onto frames. So the wax, they can just remold it and put honey or nectar inside, or the sugar water wherever we are in the season. And then when the moisture level gets correct, below about 18%, they'll go ahead and cap it over, and then it's good to go. So as beekeepers, we should not take our honey from our hives until it's capped over, because that way we know without a shadow of a doubt that it won't go rancid. So now we're going to move on to hive number 4. Let me get some of my stuff picked up and moved around here. I got to keep moving my camera for you. And this is hive number 4. I'm going to grab those Swiffer sheets. I got to get those picked up. And I got to get those down and out of here. I got a bee caught here. See if I can free this bee up. I don't know, she's pretty... Come on, little bee. Oh, I think I got her. Come on now. Save the bees. Yeah, guys, we need the bees. Ah, there we go. I think I got her. All right, you. There you go. I don't want any of them caught in here. Oh, there's a hive beetle. We'll get rid of you. And that one didn't make it. So I don't want to leave this around my hives because it's going to draw in other predator bees. And what those predator bees right now are doing, if you look around the deck, I don't know if you can see them, but I'm going to give you a shot of the deck. Here and there you might see that there are deceased bees. You can see these down in here. And what's happening, matter of fact, that's a good example right there. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a hornet and a honeybee that fought to the not being. And let me get my stand ready here. Sorry guys, having some issues with my tripod. So other bees are coming. What does this say? End live, please. I don't know what that means. I just put cancel. Okay, I think you can see me still. All right, so not ending the live. I just had a banner come across there. And guys, I'm new at this, so I'm not exactly understanding everything about how this all works. But we'll just keep going, and what you're able to see, you're able to see. So let's do it. So now I'm going to go into this hive. And like I said, stick around because we're going into hive number 5 after this. And I've got to switch some things around. You're going to get a good view of the bees. So we'll go ahead and lift this off here. Let me check it for hive beetles. I don't see any there. And so anytime I see a hive beetle, I've got to get rid of it. Because they're just like fleas. They multiply very quickly, and we don't need that in a hive. All right, so, and when I'm done, I'm going to give you another shot of the front of one of the hives. So I hope you can see. I'm going to bring you in a little closer here so you can see this feeder and what I'm doing. There you go. All right, so this one looks pretty good. Now there's like sugar down in the bottom of this. It doesn't matter. They'll eat it anyway. And that's not good. We lost one there. But they're starting to come out, so I'm going to give them a little bit of this here. Keep them from coming out so they don't have that happen to them. And we'll go ahead and we'll feed these guys sugar water. All right, here we go. And we'll feed them. And like I said, this sugar water in here is going to last them only 2 days. So I'm going through about probably $50 worth of sugar every 4 days. So, and I've got 5 hives, but I have a lot of catching up to do because I only had a few of these hives that actually were able to produce a decent amount of honey. And now I'm trying to play catch up, but that was my choice. You know, it's either you produce a little more honey and you're able to get that to other people, and you feed, or you don't get as much honey and you don't feed as much. So it's kind of a judgment call on how you want to be a beekeeper and what you can afford. So here we are. But you do have to feed. It's just a matter of how much. Oh, look at him. Got a little one of those stink bugs. They like to come in here too now, it seems. All right, so this one is fed. Let me go ahead and put the top on here. And then we'll go into high 5, and we're actually going to switch around some frames to get these bees to go into my top brood box. So here we are down at the front of the hive. I think you can see it. I can't see the screen, but I think you can. All right, let's see if we can do this. Okay, I'm gonna need another one of these. You got it lit? See if they'll move away, because I can't quite I'm getting a little, it's more of a dust than anything, but if it works, that's fine. That seems to be all right. The billows are kicking it in. Just got to get some more oxygen down in the can. All right. Now, let's do this. I am going to need that other one. So you guys watch the bees for a second while I grab another one of these from him. You got it lit? So, yeah, it's really good to have somebody off of, we got a deck, but away from the area, keeping you going with supplies so you're not moving around so much. You got it? So he's getting my, see if I can get this one going a little bit more. It's okay. I don't trust to go inside the hive with this one, so I'm letting him, I'm getting too much ash. So yeah, let me grab another one. He's got it lit. You got it for me? Looks good. Hey, everybody's awaiting. Thank you. All right, I'll swap with you. Don't touch the can because I don't want your hand burnt. Here you go. Thank you, thank you. All right, that one looks a little better. How about that, guys? Got that kicked in good. All right, so now I'll move you guys up and you can see what I'm going to do here. Now this is hive number 5. This is our newest hive. And we've got a cornelian queen in this. All of our other queens are, I'm trying to see the screen. All of our, yeah, okay, I think you can see. Okay, all of our other queens are Italian queens. And this one's a cornelian queen. So we're gonna give the cornelian queen a chance to see how well she can do compared to the Italian queens. And if she does better, I may switch to all cornelian queens. We will see. So let me pull this off of here. And just stick it down the side. And let me bring it a little closer so you can see what I'm doing on the top of this. It's really hard to see the screen. I'm looking right into the sun. Let's see if I can turn it this way. Okay, you can see my chair. That's not going to help. Let me back you up. I think. Can you guys see? I think you can see. All right, so I'm going to go and there's another banner on there. I don't know what that says. But, so I'm going to get all these bees out of here. I'm going to give them a little gift here. Calm them down a little bit before I put my hand in there. And we'll get them out. All right. I'm going to try another. I just can't see whether you guys are seeing this box or not. Maybe if I put you on this side, I can see the screen. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Had to get it away from the sun. All right, so let me grab my little friend here. Got a lot of bees going nuts at the front of this hive. They do not want me to go in there, but I got news for them. It's happening. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and crack the corner of this and throw a little bit in there. Calm these guys down good. I'm gonna wait just a minute. They're starting to come out on me. We'll just wait just a second here. All right, so I'm gonna take the top off of here and I'm gonna look and see if there's any hive beetles in here. I do not see any. So now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it down near the front of the hive so that these bees can go back in. Now if you listen, as I go deeper here, you're gonna start hearing them roar. I think you can see all right. I can hear them roaring. Problem is we're right next to the New York State Thruway, so you probably hear a lot of tractor trailers in the background. All right, I put this on last week, but I didn't really do much with it when it comes to separating that hive out. See, this is the wax from the cappings I was telling you about that I painted on. So what they're going to do is they're just going to start remolding this. So I'm going to pull one frame out and set it aside so that I can move these frames around in here. And like I said, they haven't had this long, so they're not really doing anything with it. Let me just check a couple more, and then I'm going to pull this box off. Oh, here we go. You can see they're starting to draw this comb out. They're raising it up. They're remolding this wax that I gave them. So that's a really good sign, because this is an extremely small hive. I'm going to go ahead and give them a little bit more of this stuff here. Whoops, don't want that. Dump that in there, that wouldn't be good. Let's keep them down in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this box right off of here. I'm going to try to rearrange you again, guys, so you can see a little better. Pick you up just a little bit, maybe. Hopefully that works and you can see. I can see another banner. I don't know what that is. I hope y'all are seeing what I'm doing. Because I got gloves on and I can't play with the screen right now. So I hope you're seeing. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up this hive and I'm going to put a little more of the smoke down to the bottom. Because that's where the bees all are. So what I'm going to plan to do is take some of the frames from the bottom that are full of bees and I'm going to put them up in this top. I'm probably going to take 3 of them and we're going to put them up in here. Now if they have brood in them, I got to make sure I keep that brood right together and make sure those nurse bees come along with them to keep them warm, because it is getting cold here. So I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to set it aside. And you can see what's down in here. Look, they're putting all kinds of pollen on these sheets. And I do have some hive beetles that have gotten trapped. Really hope that I situated you guys so you can see. So hard to see the screen out here. I apologize if you can't. Hopefully you can. Let me see if I can see it a little better. We'll put a shadow over it. Yeah, I think you can see. All right, so I'm going to pull these Swiffer sheets off of here. And if you were with me before, you saw I put some mints in there last time, and you can see that the mints I put in there for the hive beetles are actually gone. Let's see if I can save any of these guys. They got their feet caught. Come on, girls. Can you get off of there? I don't know. Their little feet are caught. There's one. Yeah, I'll have to work on those guys in a minute. Alright, yeah, I got about 4 or 5 of them I'm going to have to get loose. Alright, so you can see what's down inside this hive. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull, I think, 3 frames out of here. And I'm going to just put them into that top box. And then I'm going to put it all back together. So let's pull out one of these. We'll take this one. This hook is fantastic. There's a hook on the end of this hive tool that I can pull it up with. Now this one is full of honey, so it's extremely heavy. And I mean really heavy. You can see the bees there. Well, it has some honey, but it also has, see, they're not wanting me in here. If you can see down in there, those ones that aren't capped, they've got pollen in. Now I'm gonna see if I can flip this around. And this side is all honey. I'm gonna take this whole thing and I'm gonna transfer it into the other box. Okay, so I'm gonna pull two of these out. We're just gonna play some musical frames here. I'm gonna pull two more out of here and I'm gonna transfer them into the other box. So now this hive, they'll start moving around from one layer to the other now. Now if you look in here, in this part right here, this liquid is the sugar water and nectar they've been collecting. So if I happen to see my queen, I'll show you. Now right here, we've got some baby bees that are gonna hatch. But they're really putting a lot of nectar in here. So hopefully in the center of this hive, she's laid a lot of babies, because we need a lot of babies in this hive to get it through the winter. So I'm gonna take this one and put it in the other box. We'll put it on the other side. Well, these are babies, so I gotta keep them together. All right, just rearranging the box here, guys. Hold on one second. All right, so now I'm gonna do one more. And I think I should probably do one with brood in it so that they'll move up and they'll take care of that brood. So I'm gonna start moving these to the outside. Usually the brood are toward the center of the hive because they have to stay like 92 degrees. Okay, there they are. See that brood, guys? All this dark capped stuff right here, those are going to be baby bees. And the darker it is, the faster they're gonna emerge from their cells. The lighter it is, the fresher cap they are. See, look at all that brood. So I can't keep these out here long because it's not 93 degrees out here. I'm going to put this in the other box. All right, so I got my other box all packed up. Now I'm going to take these new frames and I'm going to do what's called checkerboarding. I'm going to checkerboard this box. As long as let's see how much brood is in here before I decide to checkerboard. Because I got to keep the brood together and I'm stuck. Hold on. Getting hot in this suit, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to checkerboard this, which means I'm going to take one of these frames. See, these are all full of stuff. I'm going to put one of these frames in between. So now my bees are going to have to move around in here. I just rearranged their furniture, so now I've got to get to know their hive all over again. All right, so I'm going to give them what's called bee space, and I'm going to push these all together from side to side, so that all these little wooden pieces are touching. Now they are starting to go after my face. They're really done with me being in here. The bees are going everywhere, so we're going to give it a little of that. And we're going to put this box back together. Because, oh boy, that's heavy. They get heavier and heavier. Now, if you're a woman, guys, or even a man that, you know, doesn't have a lot of strength, your best bet if you're going to be a beekeeper is to get 8 frame boxes, not 10 frame. 10 frame boxes are extremely heavy. They hold 10 frames instead of 8. So, if you want less to lift at one time, go for an 8 frame. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together. We're going to put the sugar water in there. I'm getting really warm in this thing. So I have a feeling I'm going to be cutting this short pretty soon as this guy is done. I'm going to load it up with sugar water. Got to see if I got any more here. Got some more sugar water? Got it. So now let's go ahead and give them some of this. My nice ham dish that Tupperware dish that I got at a garage sale for 50 cents. Wonderful. So I can take this other sugar water, put it in my refrigerator until I need it. I can also freeze it if I want to make a bunch at one time. All right, let's close up shop. Let these guys go about their business. I won't have to bug them for 2 or 3, well, I say that. Probably tonight I'm going to come out and I'm going to treat them for varroa mites. It's been 5 days since our last treatment, and varroa mites will totally demolish a hive. I'll say it that way because I can't say other words. In the winter, if left untreated, it's something that has come to, whoop, look over here. Look at all these guys. Hopefully they know to go back to where they're supposed to. Come on, girls, you know where your hive is. Like, as long as my queen isn't here, let me make sure. I do not see her. My queen has a blue dot on her. And I do not see her. Because if my queen was here, that'd be really, really bad if I didn't put her back in. So let me just keep looking for a second. If you guys see a blue dot, I don't think she's there. So that's a good thing. All right. So, thanks for being with me, everyone. I'm Grandma, signing off. Let me get my hand out of this glove. Hopefully nobody comes after me. It's been a lot of fun. I love you all. Don't forget to be happy.